Hi friends, this video is continuation to my AWS real-time interview questions. In this part, I'm going to cover migration related questions. Let us have a look on this. So first question, have you migrated any on-premises to AWS or to any other cloud, and what are the challenges you have faced? The same question can be put differently, like have you migrated any heavy workloads, and explain it. So this is most frequently asked question in the AWS, even in the Azure. So better take one of the case from your experience, thoroughly go through that, like what you have done, what are the challenges you have faced, and if you have faced any challenges or blockers, how did you solve those challenges. All those things, better you write a story of that. In my case, I have done one of the workload, like one of the customer wanted to move their small data center to the cloud, which is around 60 to 80 servers. So we took that particular data center to the cloud. We actually gone through the assessment first. We assessed like what are the workloads they have on premises. So I'm going to give you the list also, like what are the things you have to usually check. So you have to check what kind of machines they are using, what kind of operating system they are using, and what kind of applications they have deployed on those particular servers, and what type of identity mechanism they are using, what kind of network bandwidth they are using, and how do you establish the connection between your data center, other data centers, and the cloud. So all those things you need to consider and do a assessment on those things. After doing the assessment, we have done with small pilot, like by moving 5 missions from the data center to the data center to the cloud. So that's how, after piloting, based on the outputs, you will have some learnings, you will have some challenges, you know how to solve them, and based on your learnings you can improve your process. Then you will take to the next step, that is moving the rest of the missions to the cloud. So that's how you have to explain step by step. You also need to explain about the security, how you have achieved. You also need to explain how you have established connection. There are multiple ways to establish the connection between your data center and the cloud. So what you have to even explain is post migration checklist. So once you have moved your data center to the cloud, you need to perform certain things, like you need to completely check your workloads, whether they are working up to the speed, and the security is being achieved, and all the applications are working as per the expected, like you might have seen how they were performing during your on-premises data center. You also need to enable the continuous monitoring, so that you can check the performance, also whether the servers are running or any downtime is happening or any failures are occurring during the production. So everything you can able to check and monitor post migration. Coming to the challenges part, there are plenty of challenges. For example, you might be using some XYZ version of the Linux, or a different flavor of the Linux, and that may not be available on the cloud as part of the EC2 instances. Sometimes the VM instances what you are using, virtual machines, that may not be available on the cloud. Performance could be the other big challenge, because your data center might be in XYZ location, and where you are launching on the cloud could be some different location. That could lead to the performance issues as well. In my experience, we launched one of the instance in somewhere Europe region, and the users were using from UK. So the problem has occurred. Then we had to move the data center to the UK, so that the performance was better than the earlier. So that's how what are the challenges you have faced. You can explain them, and then you can also explain how you have come across those challenges or blockers. So let us move to the next question. How do you approach when you have a migration requirement from your customers, or what is your strategy for your migration requirement? Migration strategies, there are always 6 migration strategies: rehosting, replatforming, repurchasing, refactoring. You can see here, and the other 2 are retain or retired. So when it comes to the retail, assume that your customer is using legacy systems which are built back in 2000 or before 2000, and they may not be worth of migrating to the cloud or migrating those applications to the other technologies. So then in that case you may need to rebuild that application. So better you need to retain those applications and do it from the scratch. Coming to the retain, if you are not seeing any value of moving them to the cloud, better retain as it is. However the system was exist, keep it the same, don't do anything on that. So that's why I did not mention those two here, but the rest four can be one of your strategy. Rehosting. So if you want to lift and shift the workloads of your data center, on-premises data center, to the cloud, that's where you use rehosting. You don't make much changes. Instead, just you assess what are the machines available. The same machines you will replicate on the cloud, and you move those servers to the cloud, and you will close your data center. That's how it works, lift and shift. So you can see here there are steps. When you do a rehost, do a assessment, manual installation, manual configuration, and manual deploy, then validate, transition, and production. The same thing can be done with the automation, because cloud providers provide, even AWS provides some automation tools to migrate. You can take the help of those migration tools and move them. Then after moving, you can validate, transition, and production. That's how you do the rehost. Coming to the replatforming, you will just lift and reshape. Assume that you are using Dynamics AX on-premises. Now you want to move to the D365. That's what the replatforming works. So you can just simply move from the existing platform but to the cloud. Then you, in that case, you just need to determine your new platform, modify underlying infrastructure. Then you can use migration tools, validation, transition, and production. Coming to the repurchasing, replace, drop, and shop. For example, you are using some CRM software and then you want to move to the Salesforce or some other CRM software which is on the cloud. You need to repurchase those softwares, right? But under the SaaS model. Then repurchasing comes, purchase COTS / SaaS and licensing, manual installation and setup, then validation, transition, and production. Then the next strategy is refactoring. If you want to rewrite or decoupling the application, for example, your existing application is on the service oriented architecture, and the customer wants to move that as a microservices, then they need to rewrite that whole code by using the existing, but they need to split it up, and they need to do necessary changes, and they need to deploy those code as part of the SDLC, and then integrate, validation, transition, production. These are the four major strategies which you can use to move to the cloud. And you can also use cloud adaptation framework from the AWS. Every cloud provider has their own adaptation framework. So similarly, AWS has this cloud adaptation framework. As part of that, they have business perspective, people perspective, governance perspective, platform perspective, security, and operations perspectives. They have very detailed document. Probably you have to have a look on that for better understanding. So you can just check this complete document, an overview of the AWS Cloud Adaptation Framework. This will really help you to understand what they recommend and how to proceed for the migrations. Okay. Let me go back to my slides. The next question is, what are the things you consider or move when you have to do IaaS migration? The same question can be asked, what are the things you consider to migrate? This is one of the most frequently asked question in cloud related interviews. So usually this is as per my experience. Probably you can have a R&D and then add to the list. Usually we move servers. That is very first thing we consider. Virtual desktop infrastructure, Active Directory or identity access management, network, policies, firewalls, data, storage, backups, archival of data, applications, and databases. These are the things we usually consider when we have to move, especially the data centers, to the cloud. A few things, for example, if you want to move only the applications, you don't worry about all the data center. you may need to consider applications, databases, security, firewall, storage, backups, archival, not like VMs and all. So because you may want to go with the serverless or managed services based architecture on the cloud, then so it changes. But usually this is a list for the IaaS, infrastructure as a service. Let us go to the next one. Have you used any automation tools to migrate? Yes. There are some tools from the AWS. Go to the AWS Migration Hub. This is not available with every region on the cloud. You have to select probably Sydney, Asia, and 2 other locations are supporting currently. So you need to select those locations to access this AWS Migration Hub. As part of this, you will be able to perform the migration for servers, applications, and with the data collectors. There is one more service called Data Migration Service. Probably you can also have a look at that. It will help you to migrate your on-premises database to the cloud. So these are the various tools you can use to migrate. If they ask you to explain, better be prepared for how they work and how you have to migrate by using this. Usually they work on discovery, assess, and move. So discovery helps you to analyze your on-premises VMs, applications, and databases by installing some softwares on your data center, and then it will give you the complete list with the recommended EC2 instances and various applications, so that you can take a call which one will be best for you, and then you will go with the after the assessment you will move to the implementation. So the next one is migration best practices. This is one of the frequently asked question again. So what are the best practices? There are plenty of best practices. I have listed down few, and I categorize those as pre-migration, during the migration, and after migration. So pre-migration, define your migration strategy. No one will jump into direct migration. First, you need to define your migration strategy. Either you are enterprise architect or as solution architect, you have to do that. You have to create a migration strategy. Understand application inventory, determine application dependencies, analysis of applications to infrastructure, profile the data, have regular discussion with stakeholders, assess all the workloads. So why you have to have a discussion with the various stakeholders? Because they might be consuming those servers from your data center, and we never know like what purpose and why they are using, whether they are willing to move, or you have to understand the complete story behind that. That is the reason you have to have a regular discussions with your stakeholders. Assess all the workloads, well understand SLAs, OLAs, RTOs, RPOs, compliance security standards. So RTOs and RPOs will help you to define your disaster recovery and high availability strategy. SLAs, like how the uptime and all those stuff. Check if you can adapt a few managed services to reduce the maintenance hurdle. Utilize assessment tools and identify right migration tools. Thoroughly go through the support contracts. This is the pre-migration best practices. During migration, you have to create a pilot project with sample workloads based on your assessment and test it thoroughly. Step-by-step approach. Always don't take all the workloads at a time. Probably if you have 300 missions need to be moved, go step by step. Maybe first 25, next 50, next 150. Take a step-by-step approach so that you will have a lot of learnings while you are moving, and you can use those learnings for the next movement. Probably you can split it into the sprints so that you can easily achieve this type of workloads to move to the cloud. Infrastructure as automation. So the infrastructure automation, this is always good to have. Either you can use Terraform or Cloud Formation. Instead of doing manual job, better write the code for that in the Cloud Formation or in the Terraform, so that it is easy. For example, if you want to go with the 50 servers, you don't need to manually do it one after one. You can write the script and you run the script so that it will run automatically. Even that will be helpful for your future migrations. Leverage cloud security features. Make use of all the security features so that your infrastructure will be well built and well maintained in terms of the security. After migration, validating all the workloads, have monitoring enabled, and make sure all the workloads performing well as expected. Use cloud native monitoring tools. Monitor your billing and usage always. So these are the things you can even take it to your first question and explain them, like how you have performed your cloud migration. Let us go to